There is a sewer grate around you somewhere. Go and take refuge,
Mother
my
of
friend.
Spina bifida zombie, you popped out of nowhere. I just fell to the ground. She popped out of nowhere. I can't even swing my stick at her. I am
Oh
so
my God.
disoriented. I turned
Well,
around and she was there, and then I was not there anymore.
That 12 inches of wood isn't doing you any good now, is it?
Welcome, Nerd Paraders, to the live stream of epic proportions, where we are streaming Fractured Veil for the very first time. And I'm excited to announce that we're joined here by one of the lead devs of the game, Ryan. Thank you so much for coming to hang with us.
Hey, thanks so much for having me.
Oh, not a problem. My pleasure. We're going to make our character here right away. It's the first toes getting dipped into the water type of situation. Oh, I made a character already. I'm a Nick Male, and we're going to join server. I actually thought that was a character creation. I'm sorry. I was really like, okay, we're going to make our character, and you've named your character. Now get your ass in the game, stupid.
Yeah. So as mentioned, this Fractured Veil is in a very early alpha state. So we're in our closed alpha right now. So character creation and customization is not on the menu just yet, but down the road, after we're done all of the important things like ensuring servers don't melt and whatnot, we're definitely looking at putting in a full character customizer.
Oh, fantastic.
But for now, we are all clones in this world.
We all look amazing.
Yeah,
the only thing
great
it's
choice
missing
in fashion
is that glorious mane. When character creation comes out, I do have one requirement, and you have to have the beard. The beard options. There must be beard options for all men and women. I don't discriminate.
I'm assuming by just the fullness of your beard that we're probably going to want a bit of chest hair too. Is that correct?
We have. If the shirt's going to be open and we're rocking that bear, there has to be some man fur, like full on Zangief triangle, if you will.
Yeah. So the body hair is all based on my inability to grow proper facial hair right now, and being a hairless wonder under my shirt. So unfortunately, we're dealing with my inadequacies as we move forward. But I'm going to channel a little Nick when we get this character customizer in. There's going to be a whole like chest beard slider that you can go up and down.
Oh, I'm digging.
This is what we need to be prioritizing.
This is, I mean, look, if Conan Exiles can have a penis meter to
wow.
how big or how small your wiener is, I think a beard slider is enough to ask for, honestly.
And the appropriate physics to go along with it. I mean, that is realistic momentum for sure.
Game of the Year candidate right there. That's all it is. So we are spawning in here in what looks to be kind of like sleep chambers, sort of. Am I close?
You were absolutely close. So these are kind of our revive beds, and we can do a little slow walk around this building that we built, and I'll tell you a little bit about what's going on here. So
we'll get the full tour.
The full tour. So the story takes place about 100 years in the future, about 50 years after things went terribly, terribly wrong. So one of the questions we get a lot is, we're 100 years in the future. What's going on with this semi kind of modern looking tech? And it's because humanity messed up pretty badly, and all of that progress came to a halt about 20 or 30 years from now, and then 20 years after that the world kind of exploded, and that was due to the discovery of what is called 127, which is a new material that allowed for multi-dimensional parallel world instantaneous travel, as well as pretty much unlimited power. But with such great power comes great responsibility, and as we all know, humans are not the most responsible creatures on the planet, and so everything went awry, and we had this massive fracture of all of these multiple worlds, which resulted in terrible genetic mutations, cross splicing of genetics through different species, and the end of all humanity. So what we are is we're kind of the first wave of kind of clones that are being restored from a backup in an orbiting space station. And so that's why we look the same. It has nothing to do with the fact that we just haven't gotten to that part of the game yet. It's totally based on story. So
well, you've also just explained respawning for me as well, which is fantastic. So if you die, you're just a new clone at this point.
That's exactly it. Right. So down the road, we're looking at obviously clone customization and all of that, but yeah, we're all just meat sacks.
Okay. So what I've gathered so far is phenomenal cosmic power, itty-bitty living space, and Corona has evolved to its ultimate form.
That is, I couldn't have said it better myself.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're on the same page. I love it.
And so the big building that we were in there was kind of one of the last of the power generation stations that used the 127 material. Oh, looks like we have like an invisible wall there. That's interesting. And,
does this qualify as bug?
Nope, that's not a bug. That's
Okay.
that's because that didn't happen.
So okay, that
Close
one didn't
enough.
happen.
But
Jedi mind trick.
Does the community know of the special rules?
They don't know about the special rules, but we're going to talk about them right now, and this is very exciting. So Ryan has made a deal with mine and myself. If we find any bugs in the game, we have a list of keys that are going to get given away here in this live stream today, and every time we find a bug, that key gets a +1 to it. So, for example, I'm going to pull a number out of my b-hole real quick. If we have 10 keys and we find a bug, well, boom, there's 11 now. Another bug, boom, 12. So it's kind of exciting. So if we see any types of bugs, that's more chances for you guys to get the game on the cheap, the cheapest of cheap, which equals the free.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
And J-Man, appreciate the sentiments. I hear you there. We'll let you just let your freak flag fly over there and live however you want. But we're hopefully going to get a key out to a few people. Not to be confused with unfinished features. We're looking for bugs here.
Bugs.
So I can imagine mine is like, well, I didn't die from that box. So we'll,
It's strange. I've gone 5 whole minutes without dying. Something is wrong with this game. Fix your game, sir.
this is clearly a bug. Yeah, no doubt. I am living in spite of my best efforts not to do so. So what we're doing right now is we spawned in the Thorcon, which is the giant power generation plant. That's kind of our safe area right now, and we are in one of our underground dungeon areas. And so one of the questions that we get asked a lot is, what is separating Fractured Veil from a lot of the other games that we are using for inspiration? 7 Days to Die is a big one for inspiration. Rust is a huge one for inspiration. We're pulling a little bit from Conan. And because we're at an early alpha state in the game, we're really building the foundation, kind of what everyone's going to expect from a survival game. And then once we've got that foundation really laid and solid with a few unique features, that's when we start branching off into unknown territory. And so one of the things that we get asked a lot is, what does set this apart? And we are walking through one of those things is we are focusing a lot more, or at least adding in a lot more of a PvE experience into the game. The game is going to be very heavily PvP. It is going to be a pretty hardcore survival game, as I think a lot of your community is going to appreciate. But oh man, that'll totally qualify for a bug if you're stuck down there. If you can't get out of there, that's a free key.
We've got one.
Nicely done. Can I?
Well done, mine. I'm proud of you.
So yeah. we'll add a bug to the list. Let me just put this silly man out of his misery.
You were impervious to bullets. You're Superman. Oh, there it goes. Oh, you'd also took your clothes off briefly as you died. That's how I want to go out.
Yeah, if you have one last activity, that's what you want to do. So let's get you out of there if you can.
I'm kind of roller skating around. I believe I can do it if I just think and wish hard enough and rub the genie lamp that I mentioned earlier.
I am taking a screenshot of this so I can put a nice little blocking volume down to prevent other adventurous people. And I might have to repeat this exercise. I think I'm going to kill you by throwing a pickaxe into your head, if I'm honest.
Is there a third person? Can I watch myself strip manly-like and...
Yeah. You can hit B to go into third person.
Okay. I'm ready. I've assumed the position.
Oh, my thrown pickaxes are going right through you here, so I'm just going to do a shotgun to the...
I am Neo. Fear me.
Wow.
Oh, there we go.
We got it. I think when you're in a falling state, it's probably doing something to your hitbox. So I'm just aiming for your crotch, and it seems to be working.
It is the weakest part of the human body, so it makes sense.
They say the groin is the eyes of the face.
the eyes of the legs.
Yeah, what is that? The eyes are the groin of the face. That's how it goes.
Oh,
that's
the groin.
Bad,
okay. I had not heard it before, so I wasn't able to help you out. So apologies there. However, I'm glad we got there in the end.
You need to watch some more of The Office, my friend.
I love The Office. I just don't remember. That was a Dwight comment. It has to be.
That was definitely a Dwight comment. You remember when they're going to Utica to get back at Karen for dumping Jim?
I do remember this episode where they put on the fake mustaches, right?
Yes, for sure. And he wants to grind up the chalk to blow it in the eyes, and he's like, the eyes are the groin of the face.
Oh, okay. I remember the episode. I don't remember the dialogue, but I'm ashamed of myself a little bit. Dwight's a
I
great
would
character.
say that tells me you haven't watched the entire series more than 3 times.
I haven't watched it enough.
I know, clearly. So I'm going to come back and, hey, you found your way.
I found
Almost.
Darth Vader's meditation chamber is what I found.
Yep. Well, we'll go straight down here. So this is our giant 127 converter. So that's the material that we discovered is still out in the world and is being used in the game to convert into energy, which then gets used in energy weapons and all sorts of things like that. And that's kind of another cool thing. We don't have any in the game yet, but
Okay.
that's definitely planned.
But you
and
said yet. You said yet,
Yes.
and I like that word.
Right. So we're definitely leaning a little bit more into the sci-fi, not into the kind of the Star Trek sci-fi with nice clean phasers that go pew pew, but a little bit more into the kind of the rough and the dirty sci-fi. But
But is
energy weapons
It's
definitely
100
coming
years
in.
in the future. I can see some dirty. This is 2120. We've got there's some
That's
future.
exactly.
I like it.
Yeah, I think so. So yeah, so it's more of, it's not going to kind of be like that retro futuristic that you have in Fallout, but probably Fallout is a little bit closer in terms of what kind of energy weapons to expect than say a Star Trek game. But yeah, it's so we got that, and that's way off in the future. That's part of being in the alpha, is that balancing weapons and adding in all that kind of content isn't quite on the horizon yet. So actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to add you.
The future has been removed, or the Jaws has been removed from the future, so we're a little bit safer in this reality. Mutants aside, we're a tiny bit safer.
Yeah. I'll just mutants aside. Yeah. So I'm just adding you guys to a party here. Looks like we've got another player in the party, and if you get that alert comes up, just say no to that, or you're going to have UI on your screen for most of the time.
Oops, I reacted far too. I see yes and no. I'm like, what the hell? Why not? Let's lie that.
So let's see. I wonder if you die, if that goes away.
Do I have to commit honorable Subaru for the sake of science?
We'll get you killed at some point. Don't worry. This is inevitable.
I mean, we made it about 10 minutes into the stream before I was horribly slaughtered. So I think that's maybe a new record somewhere around there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we were talking about how mine was terribly disappointed to not have died, and then. What was it? 4 minutes later, he's taking bullets to the head.
Feels good. Now we're talking about true survival game. Oh, we have found what seems to be the exit to the vault. Dare I say?
We are going to go the other way.
Oh, okay.
Actually,
we've got
that's a little bit less interesting down there. I mean, it goes to the ocean. We could go swimming and doing all that stuff, but this is going to take us up into a little bit more. So we've got a giant open world. Right now, we're sitting at about 64 square kilometers. And we're looking at recreating the entire island of Maui. So we're, just so you know, we're outside of a safe zone at this fence line, so we can pull out our handy dandy frying pan. And this is, I don't know if you played a lot of Rust, but this is like your rock in Rust. So this is your basic harvesting tool that you can't ever lose. Does a little bit of damage, but not a ton, but it gives you the kind of the sense of security of defending yourself. And we're going to go use it after this guy is done to chop down some trees.
I couldn't figure out how to pull out my pan. I was looking, I was like, inventory? Where's my pan? Where have I been keeping this? Is it in my fanny pack or my prison pocket? Where is my pan at?
Is that a pan in your pants? Or are you just happy to see me?
Little column A, little column B.
I like it.
So you're accurately, I mean, as accurate as it can be in 100 years, like creating the topography, is that the right word, of Maui? Did I hear that right?
You heard that absolutely right. It is crazy how much detail you can find online when it comes to height maps in geography. Like we have height maps that go out into the ocean like 20 miles, but we got the height maps of Maui down to, I think, about a foot or a half a foot. And we brought that in, we optimized it, so we reduced the resolution a little bit because they were like 46 gigabytes per section of Maui for the height map, so it wasn't quite realistic to work with files like that. But I think we're to about a meter accuracy, and we created some tools to bring it into the Unreal Engine. That's what we're running the game in, and we recreated all of the landscape for this, at least for this 8x8 kilometer. I don't know what that is in freedom units. I think that's like 5x5.
That's like some number of miles.
I think it's a couple bushels added with a cord
Okay.
So I don't. Right.
Like hands measurement. Didn't they use hands to measure horses at one point?
Yeah, but
Some unit of measurement.
some men's hands are bigger than others, so they kind of moved on to something else, I think. But yeah, so we're an 8 by 8 kilometer island, and we're looking, I said, to recreate the whole island of Maui, which I think is like, so we're 64 square clicks, and we are at about 1,150 square kilometers for the actual island. So we've got a lot of data to work with. So we had to kind of lower the resolution on the height map data to about a 1 meter accuracy scale. Oh, nicely done.
I got torch whacked, so I was kind of tinkering around, and we've immediately created a fire stick and decided to beat each other off with it. So that's usually part of the course, how we.
That's something that I appreciate in all of your streams, how you prefer to use the word beat each other off instead of beat each other up. I like that.
We try to be as family friendly and PC as possible on the Nerd Blade channel.
Absolutely. I get it. So you've got a little bit dove into crafting a little bit there. So as you probably found out, you hit the tab button, and that brings up all this stuff. And I don't know, how much wood do you guys have?
I have quite a bit of wood in my pocket, and just a tiny
12.
bit of twine.
Right, you got 12 wood. I mean, I'm talking about the actual material here in the game.
Oh,
I don't need to know.
I thought I had 12-inch units, or whatever, freedom units of wood in my pocket.
So again, we're talking about Fractured Veil, not real life, but we'll go gather a little bit more, and we can go get some stone. So you'll notice on the trees here, we're kind of going with the whole weak spot system that you're familiar with in Fortnite or in Rust.
Oh, I see. So that's what the flowers are.
And so this is as close to the ukulele version of Over the Rainbow we can get without getting sued for copyright infringement. So you get a nice little tune every time you hit it. Well done. So that's gonna give you a nice little bonus of wood and twine whenever you're doing that. And what we want to do, I think, probably want to go get ourselves some stone. We'll build ourselves a little hatchet, and then we're going to get ourselves some twine. We're going to make a bow, and then we're going to go shoot some people in the face. How's that sound?
I like face shooting. It's one of my better online skills. Not so great at it in real life. Haven't had a lot of practice, but online.
It's probably a good balance to strike of 0 in real life, all online for shooting people in the face.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Unless you're Dick Cheney, then rules totally don't apply.
I need an adult. I'm alone. There you are. Oh my god, I got so scared.
Shoot as many people in the face as you want. So yeah. I love Main Bracelet. Yeah, thanks so much. We've had a lot of internal debate about kind of the mini game with harvesting, and very happy to hear that you are all for it. It's something our lead designer and producer, he came from the Fortnite franchise, and that was definitely something from him. Is like, people really like having something to do while they're harvesting. There's a little bit of pushback from the more hardcore players. We might be looking at games like Green Hell, for example, of a little bit more interesting ways of creating kind of that little mini game with something a little bit less obvious. But this is what we're doing right now. And you can actually hit the right mouse button, and that'll go into like the blunt attack, and then the left mouse button is more of a /out.
my immediate instinct is new attack move. Test this on face.
Yeah, it works out really well. So there's a whole bunch of different kinds of damage that you can do, slashing and blunt force, as well as piercing and all of that. So the more kind of blunt force ends you do, the more it's going to start incurring shock points, which is going to cause disorientation, and then of course slashing will cause bleeding and all of that stuff. I
see the little bleed icon here. Actually, let me move my big fat dome out of the way, and you should be able to see that as well.
Yeah, you were definitely bleeding. And you know what? If you go into the players menu, I think I sent you a team invite. Let me see if I need to send it again, and that way, or maybe into party. It might be into party. No, I think it's in party. My bad, dog.
Oh, party. Okay. Oh, I have an exclamation mark there. I don't know why I just thought to ignore that.
Attention!
Giant exclamation mark of, hey, come check me out. And I'm like, go away, red thing. Go away, upside down red eye. You mean nothing to me.
I will not bow to you, Sauron. Leave me alone.
It's the boss of me. I very rarely read the destructions or follow the tutorials, so I just kind of fly by the seat of my pants. That's the way I do things.
That's okay. I don't know why it didn't get you into the party. That's weird. Anyway, so we'll try to keep it.
Does this qualify? Is this a +1?
So try it again. So go accept.
I get error accepting team invite. Team is full is what I have.
Oh, definite bug. Definite bug.
Oh, we got +1 to the key giveaway.
This is like your +2 though. Hold on, I gotta
Let's see.
get that whole spreadsheet out with Steam keys now. God, you're making me do work. So
Oh,
I
that's
think
fine.
at this point in the crafting menu, you should be able to craft what, like a hatchet? Can you craft a hatchet?
Let's see. Let's go to crafting. And let's go to. I can make a construction tool, it appears. I can make.
Well, that'll come later.
I can make
Um,
a Kueki
if you,
Lima. I didn't say that right.
so we got a lot of traditional Hawaiian melee weapons in there. So we're trying to bring in a lot of the Maui and a lot of the Hawaiian culture into the game. There you got a stone hand axe
Stone
there.
it.
Let's
I found it.
craft one of those. Nicely done, sir. And so we're going to go find ourselves trees that give us more twine because we need twine for our. We need twine. Yeah, we
I
got.
see. I see your nutsack is visible, sir.
I know I think he's got his construction tool out. So whenever you're in placement mode, that's kind of a little thing goes on.
The hang low ball sack. I like it.
Yeah, exactly. We were talking about that today, literally in our morning meeting, and we're like, should we replace that with something else? And the general consensus is, nah, big old ball sack between your legs.
Please call it Grandpa Balls for the rest of your meetings. I mean, it doesn't have to be in my honor, but I think that Grandpa Balls is the fantastic way to refer to that.
Old time balls, yeah.
Like yeah,
Old
like when
time
you
balls.
sit down on the toilet and you feel something wet and you shouldn't. Like that's a problem, right? I think that's Grandpa problems.
Have you seen that video, that Facebook video about old time balls?
I don't think I have.
Oh, it's so funny. So I was getting my haircut the other day.
I'm also
and
scared to Google old time balls Facebook video.
You should definitely be scared to go. So I'm getting my haircut the other day, and I'm talking to my hairdresser, and
As
apparently
one
he
does.
makes he makes funny YouTube videos on the side, and he's like, "Have you seen my one video, old time balls?" And I was like, "What are you talking? No." And it's got like 10 million views.
Oh my god!
And I was like,
this guy's a
"What
pro.
are you? What are you talking about? The guy's making coin off of old time ball videos while cutting hair on the side."
I mean, there are people that make money off of pimple popping videos, so I get it.
Oh,
I
come
totally
on!
get
Don't
it.
tell me that's a thing. No.
Have you not seen the pimple
No,
popper? You haven't seen
no.
Dr. Pimple Popper?
Oh no, dude! Oh, this
It's-
is the problem with like getting to be like friends with YouTubers, is that you introduced me to all of this stuff that I wish I didn't know about.
Like, don't look it up. It'll change your life, and maybe not for the better. But it's like it's just one of those things that you have to finish watching. But the entire time you're like, and my wife
Yeah.
has come to hang with us. What's up, Karen?
Oh, you see me?
She's on it. She's bouncing because she's on the like. I have a little exercise ball in here that I sometimes sit on instead of my chair, so I don't get super gamer fat. And
Right, yeah.
she popped in here.
I was gonna say, well, her elbow is bouncing. That's
Yeah.
about it. So you notice with those big trees are giving us a lot more twine, and we're looking at implementing something down the road where maybe like using a pickaxe on a tree will give you a lot more like plant fiber than using a hatchet. But
Okay. Very
if
a
we
la
wanna-
arc, like the different tool you use, the different resource you gather. I like it.
yeah, and Rend. I don't know if you guys played a lot of Rend, but
I
they
played
did.
Rend, yeah.
Yeah, Rend was such a great game that
It had
disappointed us
potential.
in the end.
It had
It
so
did.
much potential, and then it just kind of, I don't want to say squandered it because it just kind of fell off the map, but the Viking feel, it had a ton of potential. So
Oh my god!
I love to
And-
hear
and-
you say that because it means that you're taking inspiration from all these things that we've like parts of things that we've loved, and this is going to sound terrible, and I don't mean to sound bad. You're kind of Frankensteining a perfect monster, which is going to
Yeah.
be really exciting, and
Yeah,
you're learning from the mistakes of learning from the mistakes of predecessors, and that's a fantastic mindset to be in. So a tip of the imaginary hat to you guys as devs, because you're doing things in this gamer's opinion right.
yeah,
I
really,
like that.
really appreciate that. So, I mean, it's one of these things where all of the success of everybody in this industry is built on the shoulders of giants. Like we were just talking earlier about not wanting to feel like you're just living in the shadow of Ark or whatever else. But I mean, if you go back far enough, we're all living in the shadow of John Carmack and Doom and everybody else to some extent. And
Right.
everything is a remix. And so what we did when we started looking at this, for example, crafting systems or base building systems, is we just went and we're pretty hardcore Rust players and pretty hardcore Arc players. So we have a base, but we go and just broaden your horizons to play test for hours and hours. But we did about 32 games in 2 weeks. And a lot of the times, 90% of the game would either be exactly the same as everything else or just garbage. And then they're just like these little nuggets in there
Right.
bit by bit. And yeah, Rend had some amazing stuff because that game, that was all built by ex World of Warcraft guys, right? Like
Yes.
those guys
That's what
had
took me
billions
to
of
it.
dollars. Right, yeah. So they had billions of dollars in their past to just like think about ideas and come up with the coolest stuff possible, and then just put it into a game like Rend. And so they had that thing where every harvesting tool had like a primary and a secondary to get resources, right? And they had a lot of other cool things with base building, but that's kind of where that came from. Is like we didn't want to have a secondary because you have to be able to throw your hatchet at somebody if you want to, so
Fair.
it can't be like a secondary. But if you can use a different tool that's not meant to harvest something else from it, then that's kind of what we're after.
Just at a little bit more, like a limited resource. Like, say, for example, you take a hatchet to a tree, you're not going to get a ton of wood from it, kind of thing.
Or like a pickaxe to a tree. If you take a hatchet to a tree, you're going to be all right. But a pickaxe to a tree, and now you're not going to get a lot of wood, but you're going to get like plant fiber because you're just bashing the wood into a pulp, kind of.
I like it. What I also like, and this might be something that other people are going to be like, no, but what I personally like is I'm taking this little stone hatchet that I tied together with a stick and twine, and I'm whacking the same tree repeatedly, and it's not just instantly falling over like I'm frickin' Superman.
Right. I mean, you are Superman, but not in this game, unfortunately.
All those workout videos that I've been doing, yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, and kudos to you. Like, way to go to inspire people to not only be better in the games they're playing, but in real life. Like, I can't tip my hat enough to you on that. That's amazing.
I appreciate. I try to bring like I don't. This is gonna sound super corny, but I don't care what the hell. I always try to bring like that kind of super positive attitude. Like somebody's got the corona. I hear it. Somebody's got corona in game.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm dehydrated. We're gonna have to go find some water here.
We gotta get you
soon.
water. I almost thought I needed to craft you a face mask.
We live dangerously on the island of Maui. So can you craft a bow at this point?
Ooh, I think I can. Homemade bow. Yeah, let's do it. Okay.
Let's do it up.
How about arrow? Oh, mine has already beat me to already putting arrows into the nether regions. Oh, I see it. Craft 5. Oh, I can craft max too. That's actually quite handy. Or the max I have was 5.
I can pick the arrows out of people.
Yeah, it's very, very important.
Oh, you can collect the arrows out of people's buttocks?
Or any part for that matter.
I just figured the buttocks was the largest target on the lower region of the human. All right, mine, hold still. I need to test something for science. Okay, we've knocked it. I'm trying to aim. Okay, you're a moving target now. This is much harder. Oh, I shot you in the knee. I Skyrim'd you. Take that, sucker.
He was an adventurer.
And then he took a wooden stick to the knee.
Exactly. Right. So you're looking to aim with the end tip of the arrow. So we're gonna take our bows, and can we do it? Oh man, my water level.
I do like that there's no reticle. Some people may be like, "Where's my crosshair?" But I like that there's no crosshair reticle.
Oh man, we get a lot of complaints on that, but it's one of these things. Where if you want a reticle, you can build yourself a nice compound bow, and you can get one. But this is.
You can also argue that the superest FPS gamers out there are going to have the monitors that have the reticle for them.
Oh yeah.
So if somebody really wants a reticle, they're going to get a reticle. But if somebody wants a survival game experience, I think purists are going to prefer the lack of reticle. And you brought up Green Hell earlier. I really enjoyed my playthrough of Green Hell, and that was that was supposed to be the crown jewel of ultra realism kind of thing.
Right.
And I do like how we're picking up little bits and like you said earlier from these other games, from these predecessors. We're finding little nuggets and little gems that are being put into Fractured Veil to make it explosive and awesome. Hello! Immediately interrupting me. Oh, I'll just take this arrow back real quick.
So there are two general rules that we always have to follow in the industry, and that is barrels must explode, at least red ones, and there always must be caves behind waterfalls. Those are the two basic rules of game development.
I didn't know Michael Bay worked for your dev team with all these explosions happening.
Absolutely. Ooh,
small jab at Michael Bay there in Transformers. Sorry, Michael Bay, in case you're watching the stream.
Of course he's watching.
I'm sure. He's been an avid fan of Nerd Parade for years.
He just never stops talking about you. Whenever you go to dinner at the guy's house, it's just Nick this, Nick that. It's enough already.
Thank you for the bits, but greatly appreciated, my dude. Have we encountered our first bits and bobs of?
We got a couple. We got a couple cannibals coming our way. So
look at this one. She has spina bifida.
Actually, more than a couple. And we got a trophy collector. We might want to back up and.
Mommy.
So we got all 3 mutants coming at us right now.
These are the 3 varieties that are currently. Oh, we have the butcher.
We have the butcher, we've got the cannibal, and we've got a trophy collector. We've got a couple trophy collectors. So one of the things, as I kind of mentioned, we're looking at pushing the PvE experience a little bit more than what you're going to get in a lot of survival games. And a lot of people do come to Fractured Vale using the Z word. And oh, nice one, nice one.
What was that? What was that green goop of rock that guy threw at me that I just freaking matrixed? And Sniper, thank you so much for the bits. That was for my Neo moves there. I brought up Neo earlier, but
so if you look at this guy, you see he's got that bag hanging on his hip there, and that's what he's throwing at us, is just the severed heads that he's been collecting around the island.
Oh, so this is the trophy collector. It makes a lot more sense now. This is our trophy collector that is collecting all the heads of his poor victims.
And then they're kind of bursting, and oh, nicely done, you figured it out. So the thing is that if you don't clean up your mess at the end of the day, cannibals, as their name implies, are going to come for dinner, and they're going to feast on the bodies and get huge buffs the more they eat. So you want to kind of burn the bodies, or at least go to a different area if you make a big mess of the place.
How Viking and amazing! I'm clearly all for mutant cremation.
Yes, or any cremation. You can cremate mine if you really want to.
Mine, come here for science. I'm asking for a friend, but I need to touch you. I need to touch you with my fire stick.
Okay, so you're hanging around with me here, Nick. So that's good. Mine went into the pit there. He's not going to have a great time.
He's gone forever. He might as well be in China. Forget about that, man. He's dead to us. Oh, what the? Is this the Hunger Games?
Oh, right. Okay, so this is super cool. So this is another thing. Oh,
I'm trying to participate here. It's what's that thing where I kiss my fingers? Did I do that right?
I think that's in the Kama Sutra. We're thinking of something different.
Oh, okay, weird. So we've got dudes spying on us with drones.
So that is our AI. It's an AI controlled drone, and it is streaming to YouTube. It's streaming to Twitch. It's streaming to Facebook Live, and it just flies around the island looking for interesting things. So we attracted its attention, obviously, because there's the giant black burning body smoke cloud coming out of this mutant here. And so the more
a game show, aren't we?
We totally are.
I knew it. I knew we were a game show. We're surviving the island. It's the Hunger Games. I love it.
Did you ever hear that story of that Scottish game show, that Scottish reality show, that they sent people out into the wilderness for like 6 months, and then the show got canceled, but they forgot to tell them that it got canceled, and they did the whole 12 months and came back, and the show had been off the air for like 6 months at that point. Nobody was watching anything they were doing. It's terrible. So we are that show.
Okay, I like it. It's pretty hilarious. I was thinking more of like what's the most dangerous game? Isn't that's a very famous, like, is it a novel or a movie? I think it might have been an actual Japanese film at some point, but that's more or less what I was thinking.
Yeah, it sounds like the theme for like MXC, the most extreme challenge or whatever that Japanese game show was. But anyway, so back to you are in the spotlight, which is cool. So we've got this drone. It's controlled by an AI that is running on a very powerful machine that sits next to me here, and it's going out into the world looking for interesting things, and it just it's up 24/7, just like our servers, and it's just streaming it. So if you go to our Facebook page, you go to our Steam page, if you go to one of our Twitch channels, because I think we're hosting you on our other Twitch channel, you'll see this guy recording us.
Wait, you weren't being facetious at all. This is actually literally streaming us.
Oh, no, this is for real.
Oh my god, I thought you were making a joke. That is actually incredible.
Oh yeah. So I think it's the first time really that this has been done in the game, and I mean it makes so much sense for open world survival games like this, because I mean there's so much stuff that happens that just gets lost forever, like tears in the rain.
The cracks. All these crazy moments that are just kind of like, unless you have that NVIDIA thing, the 5-second recap or the 5-minute recapture or whatever it is, it's kind of like, oh well, that was a really cool moment. I can't believe that. I see a comment in here like, how though? I mean, that's really amazing. I would love to hear more about the gears behind this. Like, how are these gears turning?
So let's go down here. Let's follow me down, because we're just going to keep on attracting more attention here. So I'm going to take you guys into another dungeon.
I'm easily distracted. Sorry.
I found a bug, but only I can see it.
Sure you did. Sure you did.
No. The arrows are the size of trees. They're everywhere here.
Oh yeah, of course they are mine. Of course they are.
I'll
No,
take a screenshot.
that's definitely a known bug, but I'll count it.
Okay.
So actually, Nick, when you and I come out from this dungeon, all of the arrows are going to be the size of trees. So we're going to see this bug. We're going to see this bug for real. And this bug has been around for like 3 years, and it keeps on like going away. We fixate, it comes back in another form.
Oh, rears its ugly head. Okay.
Oh man, this is dangerous down here. Oh man.
I don't know if this is effective. Oh, it automatically ignites him if I'm kind of whacking.
Oh, I might be going down, Nick. I'm going down.
Can I pick you up? Oh no, I just saw your wiener for a sec. Okay, well, we know what to do. Send you off like a Viking.
Oh man, that was tough. So if you guys go, you're gonna okay, that's it. Do what you do.
I have to send you off like a Viking. You died honorably. I don't want you to not go to Valhalla.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. That clone is going to Valhalla. This new clone is coming back. There is a sewer grate around you somewhere. Go and take refuge, my friend.
Spina bifida zombie, you popped out of nowhere. I just fell to the ground. She popped out of nowhere. I can't even swing my stick at her. I'm so
my God.
disoriented. I turned around and she was there, and then I was not there anymore.
That 12 inches of wood isn't doing you any good now, is it?
Wait, my wood has failed me. The one time in my life that my wood has failed me, it was right here.
Well, we'll go with that. We'll go with that.
At least you can lead me back to where we were supposed to be going in the first place before I got horribly distracted and led us off the trail.
I will, and you know, I'm gonna give us a little bit more. I'm gonna give us a little bit more firepower to hopefully help us out here. There'll be a couple guns sitting on the ground.
Upgrades, I like it.
If you can find your way out of the building.
Well, I found my way to Darth Vader's meditation chamber before, so I think I feel confident myself.
There we go. There we go.
Oh, there's Darth Vader's meditation chamber. Okay, yeah, I found it.
Nice. Out to the right. Off you go. And I'm going to just make it a little bit brighter outside. 6:45. There we go.
I do like the lightning effect and stuff. Do you have plans to make that? Ooh, there we go. Now I'm talking. Do you have plans to add in a bunch of different weather effects? And what I'm kind of alluding at is Hawaii tropical storm kind of like tree swaying stuff. I mean, that might be pretty ambitious, but.
So no, we've just gone through a massive refactor of our whole environmental system, new skies, new sunsets, new everything, and we just haven't gotten the wind in yet. But we were talking this morning that's coming in next Tuesday or Wednesday, so the trees are going to start rustling again. But in terms of like the big swing, I don't know. Did you play much of New World?
I haven't played a lot of it since it's not officially out. I didn't make it into the beta, unfortunately, but it is 100% on my radar. Does that have some pretty crazy tree physics?
Yeah, they've got these great swaying trees, and anytime you want like the whole mesh of the tree to move, it starts getting a little expensive. For the general leaves blowing around, you can do all of that with material properties, but the physics involved in swaying trees does get a little intense. So we might not have full swing trees right away, but we will definitely have some nice breezy leaves. So there you go. Now you're seeing the crazy
arrows. Yeah, crazy arrows. Oh my God! She just popped up out of nowhere. She was incognito. She was hiding in the corpse of her sister.
She was eating the corpse of her sister. Is what she was doing. So that's what. So these ones are going to be running a little bit faster because they were feasting.
They're buffed now. They have. Yeah. What is her story? I want to know her story.
Man!
Did she break her neck? I feel bad for this half decomposed woman.
Yeah, there's quite a story. I think actually if you go to the website, there's going to be a whole backstory. But if you go to our Discord, so anybody can hop over to discord.gg/fracturevale, and there's a story channel in there, and there's a guy by the name of Samson Puss, and he's our lore master, and he's got all the info. And so we've been in stealth mode for 4 years. And so during that 4 years, Samson Puss, he's just been writing backstory on everything. So this guy knows all of the things about all of the things that I certainly don't know. So I don't exactly know what their specific story is, but he's going to know that. So just discord.gg/fracturevale if you want to know more about our little cannibal ladies here. All I know is she's got an appetite, that's for sure.
All right. Well, I mean, that'll be, of course, more to come. I mean, this isn't going to be the one and only time that I pick up Fractured Veil for sure. You've already got me hooked. So
I am here with you anytime you want.
that sounds awesome.
I'm
looking to figure out, the great story. Why are we stuck on Maui? Why do we? What is our great purpose? Why are we respawning?
Oh man, mine, you were doing God's work there, cleaning up those bodies. Appreciate it.
Well, my torch.
Send that zombie to Valhalla, or that mutant to Valhalla. I don't mean to say zombie, but it's almost, I don't want to say like a stigma, because that's a negative word, but it's like
it's like a reflex.
Yeah, it is. It's almost like a reflex, because you see these corpse-eating, terrifying meat creatures coming at you, and you kind of reflex zombie almost in the way that I reflexed when Skirty McCannibal-Face came and tried to, and succeeded in killing me a few moments ago.
Yeah, it happens. I mean,
Skirty McCannibal-Face is
zombies, mutant, meth addicts, they all kind of fall in the same
category. Yeah, there you go. Well, a capture event. Oh.
Hey, say nope. Say no.
Okay.
Say no. Right. Just resist the urge, my friend.
Shiny.
Big shiny UI.
So is that in place for kind of like drop events?
So yeah, so it's just putting the thing in there for Fractured Veil. So, oh no, I can't put links in your Discord. Anyway, so
I'll post it for you, or one of the moderators can do it here if you want to just put it in our chat.
I think one of our people is in our there you go.
I could just do this. Let me mod you, and now you have the permissions. Now you have the power. Right. That makes things a lot easier.
So Jen, if you want to go ahead and put links in, you should be able to get something more than a bunch of stars. But so yeah, it's what were we saying? What was the question?
The event, the beam, is it like a drop event, like you would see a crate in 7 Days to Die, like an airplane crate?
Oh yeah, so you see off in the distance, you see that
the
big
beam.
The beam, yeah. So the UI that comes up, that was mainly just for our testing purposes, so we didn't have to travel all the way over there to go and test all of the event stuff. So it would just teleport you right to the event. But yeah, so what it is it's just like a drop event in 7 Days or in Rust, and there's different kinds of them, right? So some of them are, you got an area, you got to secure the area for 5 minutes while there's waves and waves of mutants that come after you or other players. Some of them you have to take something from that area, bring it over to another area and secure it there. Others, it's going to be a free-for-all with any player that comes in, just like a drop event. So there's a bunch of different kind of events, but that's the gist of it. And what I'm going to do here for you fine folks, assuming that I don't die. Oh, there was a... Oh, you did.
Is he an 8-pointer? Oh, okay, we just turned this into big... What is that game? Big Shots?
Big Game Hunter?
That's the one. That's the one. Oh, is this actual sustenance? Is this meat for our potatoes?
It is meat. Yeah, you can...
we can campfire.
You can campfire, you can do the whole 9 yards. I think campfire everybody tells me it's okay, but on my screen, campfire's kill performance. So be warned.
For science, I am all about science.
All about the science. So what I'm going to do is I am just going to dump a bunch of wood in this chest here.
That's very convenient.
And then I'm going to go out and after wood resource. You got to type in the full name of this thing. So okay, there we go. So I'm just going to start filling this chest up with construction tools and upgrade tools, so that you.
Yes. Okay, I'm getting into it, because we're going to start some of the builds. And this is when I am, we always like to try to break, and no offense to your game, but we always like to try to make game-breaking builds from whatever we do. Ridiculous things. And
I love it. So this is valuable stuff. The more you break it, the more Steam keys get given.
Treasure. Oh, even more treasure. Treasure for everyone.
Treasure for everyone. It's like that Oprah moment. You get a key. You get a key.
Yeah. All right, everyone, check under your seats.
Yeah, exactly.
There's nothing there. Behold, nerd paraded. No, I'm sorry.